So today I am going to show you how to add hops to an ordinary homebrew kit via the what's known as the hopped tea method. What you're going to need, obviously you're going to need a homebrew kit. This one is the Thomas Cooper's IPA. You're going to need your brewing sugar and some malt extract if you want to. I've decided to use 500 grams of malt extract, medium malt extract that is, and then 500 grams of brewing sugar I'll be using as well, so I'll only be using half of this. You're going to need some hops as well. I have got some Citra hops and some Cascade hops. Now these come in vacuum sealed packs. From when I used them before, I then just put them in the freezer just to keep them fresh, so that should be fine. You'll also need some kitchen scales to measure them out, a saucepan to boil up some water, and 2 of these muslin bags as well, just to stop all the hops getting everywhere and keep them secure. So that's what you need. Obviously you'll need all your homebrew equipment as well. So the first step is to boil some water and put it in the saucepan. You can either, up to you, I'm putting it in the kettle first just to boil it up, and then I'm going to finish heating it on the hob. While that's boiling, I'm going to measure out my hops. So what I used last time, so I'm going to do it again, is 15 grams of each. So I'm going to measure that out now. Obviously I'm sure you guys are capable of measuring something out by yourself, so I won't show you that part because it's a bit difficult to do one hand. That's the hops weighed out. Now what I'm going to do is put them in the muslin bag. So these things always have a little hole at the top, and then obviously not normally you would do this with 2 hands, just transfer the hops into the bag like so. Pretty straightforward. So I shall come back once I've done that with both lots. So that's about 1.7 litres of boiling water now on the stove. So I'm going to pop in 1 and 2. Right, be careful, don't let the bits of fabric drape over the edge because they can catch a light on the hob, which I found out by accident once. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave that for 10 minutes. What you might want to do as well is just pour some boiling water over the top, almost like you would with a tea bag, just to try and rinse it through a bit more. And I would also recommend sort of pushing them into the water every so often, just to keep them seeping nicely. What I'll do is I'll get a spoon, sanitised of course. My nice sanitised spoon, it's got a long handle as well, so sort of every so often just push it in like that. And hold it under for a minute, just to really get all the hoppy goodness. And you probably will be able to see already the water is starting to turn. Let me show you on here. Slight shade of green. It looks more in than on the camera. It doesn't look as much on the camera, but it is certainly going green now. But we're 5 minutes into the boil now, and so just keep doing this every so often, just holding them down for a few seconds, just to pushing down quite hard, just to squeeze out all the goodness. Now, not sure if you can see again, but it's quite a dark green now. Again, you can see there's a few bits of flakes and stuff from the hops come out, but sorry, just move this out of the way. There we go. There's a few, little bits of hops in there, but that's fine. That'll all sink to the bottom once you've done fermented, and then you just siphon all the liquid out, and that shouldn't all come into the beer, which is good. Sorry, this strap is really annoying. I'm trying to find the best way to get rid of it. Now, one thing to mention about adding hops this way, you're not going to get any more bitterness from them, because bittering only comes when you mix it with the water. So you actually mix it in with the extract itself. Now these extract kits here, they do actually say that you shouldn't boil them because it can damage the hops, so I wouldn't bother doing that. What you could do is put some medium malt extract, mix that in with some water, and then stick that in there, you would maybe get a bit more bittering in there. But I'm just going to leave that for today. We're just going to keep it nice and simple, because I think that IPA is bitter enough for me anyway. So these are what we call flavour and aroma hops. So more aroma than anything else, and it smells really nice. Really, it's quite citrusy. Obviously the Citra and Cascade are both citrusy kind of hops, so it's going to get a nice citrusy sharp taste once this is done. About 4 minutes left, so I'm going to cut back now once we're complete. It's been 10 minutes now, so I'm going to turn the gas off first. Now, before I take the bags out, I've got a pair of these tongs, salad tongs or something, I think. Good idea just to squeeze out the bags, just to get all the hoppy goodness out. So you do that first of all, and that will drain off for a while. Probably best to get a spoon as well. What you do is get a spoon underneath just to cup it all together, and then squeeze out. Oh, I have to get a better grip on it. There we go. Just squeeze out as much as you can. Now I'll just cut away, because I said try and do this two-handed. It's not working too well. But I'll get a spoon as well, just to balance it on, so I can move the tongs around and properly squeeze every last drop out. So I'm going to do that now. So that's both bags squeezed, strained, and that is your hoppy goodness water in there. So now I'm going to carefully, and I say very carefully, it's boiling, don't forget. In here I've already weighed out my dry malt extract and my brewing sugar. What I'm going to do is pour this in. Smells divine. Now obviously I'm going to give this a good old stir to mix it up, then I'm going to add in the liquid malt extract from the can. So give it a good stir, because that dry malt extract does get quite lumpy and clumpy, so we're going to, it's rather hot, so it's steaming up the camera lens. Right, I'm going to cut away because I can't do this properly left-handed whilst holding a camera, so I'll be back in a minute. That's nicely mixed up, so in goes the malt extract from the can. Done most of it already, so just the last few dregs. Thought I should get it on camera really. Now, how do you get rid of all the stuff stuck in the bottom? Very easy solution to that. Again, apologies, it's a bit difficult to do this with one hand. What you get all this gloop at the bottom, just get some water from the kettle, pour it in there, stir it around, and then that'll all come out nicely. I'll show you that in a second. So all the boiling water's in there. Just stir it around for a while. Obviously you can't put too much boiling water in there, otherwise the temperature will be too hot for fermenting. So do that for a minute or two. The can is now clean as a whistle. Well, a tiny bit in there, but I'll get that out. Now I just need to finish topping up the beer and then pour the yeast on, and we're fully topped up now. I've taken a gravity reading and it came out at 1.038. I'm just going to sprinkle the yeast on top like so. I don't bother doing yeast starters with these kits. Give it a stir around, and that is it. We are done. So that is how you add hops to a standard can homebrew kit. If you want to see a final result of a previous batch I did, then check out my homebrew review episode, which is entitled Cooper's IPA. Have a look there and you'll see what I make of the final verdict.